Yeah, yeah, yeah. Roll up the green, hit the links with RGB. Pitch, putt, and puff, it's our podcast scene. Talking Burt and Bogies, hole in one dream. Golf cart cruising, we're the illest team. Pitch, putt, and puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and high times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff. Got my clubs in the trunk, blunt in the front. Tee off in the noon, cause we don't bunt. Discuss in the course, weed strains for lunch. Straight shooters on the greens, not a front. Pitch, putt, and puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and high times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff. Smoking aces, laces tied tight. With a puff we fly, elevate the night. Golf ball soaring, higher than a kite. Fairway to heaven, shining real bright. Pitch, putt, and puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and high times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff.
And welcome back to another episode of the Pitch, Putt, and Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Before we dive into it today, though, we're going to give a shout out to a few sponsors, starting off with Mulliganware. Make sure you guys go check out my guy John over at Mulliganware. Mulliganware _ on Instagram. Check him out. Click the link in the bio. Take you right to his site where you can find some dope ass hats, polos. You got a couple hoodies on there. Constantly coming out with new merch. So make sure you guys go check out Mulliganware _ on Instagram. Click the link in the bio. Checkout. Make sure you guys use promo code PUFF10 and save yourself 10% at checkout and get your hands on some of his dope products. Great quality material, great quality product. Mulliganware _ on Instagram. Also, the crew over at Back Nine Botanicals hitting us up once again with some Moonlight Mulligan, some Birdie Boost, some Tea Time Sunrise. Some of the best CBD in the game, the best CBD in the game. The Moonlight Mulligan's my favorite. It's got the CBN, great for sleep. They also have the THC shooters. The new Muscle and Joint Stick is phenomenal as well. So make sure you guys go check out back9botanicals.com. Use promo code TPUFF10 at checkout to save yourself 10% on the top CBD in the game. Also, we got Athletic, ATHLETHC.com. Make sure you guys go check out Athletic. They got the 2 milligram mints, the power, the flow, and the rebound. I highly recommend trying out the variety pack where you're going to get a little bit of a taste of everything and find out what suits you best and go from there. I'm a big fan of the rebound. Also great for sleep and a little bit of the recovery, helps the inflammation and stuff like that. So go check out Athletic, ATHLETHC.com. Use promo code PUFF. Find yourself a special discount over there as well. And then last but not least, we got our guy Marty, Trouble Off the Tee, TroubleOffTheTee.com. Promo code PUFF20. PUFF20, Trouble Off the Tee. You can find some awesome hats. He's got the I'll Go Alone, Never Lay Up, Scratch Golfer, Golf of America, and a few more. Go check him out. Our Camel Chasing's the other one, as well as the audio book. Go check him out, TroubleOffTheTee.com. He's got the second book hopefully coming out soon. Just hopefully it's a lot better than the sequel to Happy Gilmore. But going to take a quick break and bring on our homegirl Stephanie from Garden Tok. Garden Tok, we're going to get into the cannabis influencer side of things tonight after this quick break. And back here on the Pitch, Putt, and Puff, joining me, we have Steph. How do you pronounce it? I'm sorry, Trenkamp?
Trenkamp, yeah.
Trenkamp, okay. I tried. Joining us, formerly Garden Tok, I guess we'll go with. Steph, I really appreciate you taking the time and joining me tonight.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
We'll get into what happened today shortly, but let's first tell us a little bit about your journey into the cannabis world, how it all began for you.
So I didn't find cannabis. Cannabis found me. And it started when I was very young. I have been smoking weed for a very long time, maybe longer than I'd like to admit. But back in 1998, when I was just 12 years old, was when my sister and her friend first offered me a joint. And the rest is basically history
Yeah.
with pot. No, but I was young. I feel like that's kind of the way it starts. The ironic factor here is that my whole entire family is retired law enforcement. So
Oh, no shit.
my dad's retired from the PD. My husband is retired from the PD. My brother-in-law, my uncle, my godfather. So, and here I am, just being a big stoner on the internet, on the internet for millions of people to see, which is kind of wild.
And you're out on the West
Um,
Coast, though, correct?
yes, I'm in California. I'm in Northern
Okay.
California right now. Yeah.
Okay. So legalized there for quite some time, which
Yes,
is
but
nice.
obviously I've been doing it for a long time where it wasn't legal, that's for sure. I think to
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of people online, because I've been posting online for such a long time in like various niches, that it may seem surprising or almost like, oh, she's just now getting into pot. But realistically, if like you actually like knew me and grew up with me, I think everybody back in my hometown is probably like, wow, Steph actually hasn't changed. I've
This,
always
yep.
been the stoner girl. I've always been the stoner girl in high school. I used to pick up my friend, aka also my weed dealer, when I was 16,
Mhm.
and we would just drive around and do things that you probably shouldn't be doing when you were younger. So it's always been a part of my life. There
Yep.
have been like short periods of time where I like haven't partaked, obviously, with having kids and stuff like that.
Sure.
But yeah, it's just always been something that I've loved. It's always been something that I enjoy doing. Alcohol never really agreed with me.
Same.
So I would definitely always choose weed over alcohol any day. And it was something that I've always wanted to be a part of. Like, I knew I always wanted to be a part of the cannabis community. I just wasn't sure how I was going to do that. And so for a long time, I was scared to talk about it on social media. I feel like most people are. And I also feel like that's why I've been able to grow such a big community so quickly in the space, because I get hundreds, if not thousands, of comments, of DMs, people like, oh my God, I feel so seen. I feel like you're me and I'm you. I want to be your friend. Like, and all of these things, because people are scared to post about it because there
Hmm.
is such a huge stigma around it still. And so I tested it out. I think that it's important that if you are going to be posting about something online and you're like unsure of how other people are going to react to it, just like test it out. Just post about it and see what happens. And surprisingly, when I did do that, the response was just like on another level. And I was
Hmm.
like, okay, hold on a second. Why have I been hiding this part of my life for so long on social media? And I just felt like it was just the right time to finally go all in and talk about it and actually be who I've always been, but just for millions and billions of people to see on the internet.
Right.
So
That's so
yeah.
funny because listening to you talk right there is similar to like how this all started. I kind of just got to the point where like the whole podcast thing, I wanted to be different anyway. There's 1,000 golf podcasts out there. There's, everybody's got a golf podcast, but there's not many that are golf and cannabis related, if any that I've really came across. So I did it, and it's what me and the guys do. Like I'm out there every weekend, every Sunday. We have 8, 12 guys out there, and pretty much everyone brings, they got their vape or they got their pre-rolls, and we're ready to go. Like there's not a point in time where one of those groups isn't smoking throughout the day. And I'm like, dude, this is just kind of who we are. And I always wanted to start a podcast. I was either going to be golf or some kind of sports related or conspiracies. And I ended up doing 2 out of the 3 so far. And it's but it's easy because I'm being myself. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not pretending anything. I literally sit down and talk about playing golf with the guys. And then I get a chance to meet people like you and a bunch of other people in the cannabis world and golf world that it's just a cool, fun thing to do. But to be able to be comfortable stepping out of that box, especially here, I'm in upstate New York. And in New York, it just became legal about 3 years ago. And it's now like seeing everybody slowly start to, especially like people my parents' age in their 60s and stuff like that, become a lot more acceptable to it is really cool to see. And now they're trying, let me try 5 milligram gummy. I'll take one. Let me try one of those. Where 10 years ago, you would have never seen them even blink an eye at it. Oh my God, that's drugs. You have drugs. That's the way they looked at it because that's the way they were programmed. But now it's slowly starting to transition into everybody's becoming more acceptable, which made it a little bit easier for me to step out of the box and do this podcast and promote the puff and do all that side of the game, I guess. But
Yeah,
it's tough.
I
It's a big
totally
step.
relate to that for sure.
Uncomfortable. You have to get uncomfortable for a minute in order to do it, though.
Yeah, absolutely. You do have to be uncomfortable. You do have to put yourself out there. And I feel like that's what kind of holds a lot of people back because they're scared to do that. But like, I think I've always lived my life with like zero fucks. Like, I'll take other people's opinions with a grain of salt, but at the end of the day, it's like it's your life. Those people aren't paying your bills. You got to go all
Hmm.
in and do something that you actually want to do. And I feel like with the power of social media and the internet in general, people need to realize that like it's actually not that hard to build your own personal brand or even just like small business around something that you actually give a fuck about because then
Hmm.
it doesn't feel like work anymore. And
Right.
so I think that's super important. I didn't know if you know this, but I actually have my own podcast too, which is called The Garden Talk, which is why
Okay.
The Garden Talk isn't gone forever.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yep.
I
Yep.
recently started my own podcast as well because I see the benefit in it. And there are so many people who are craving this type of community. Like when I tell you my DMs are flooded, like I was growing before today, a
Hmm.
thousand over probably like 1,500 new followers every single day. And
That's
I had
crazy.
thousands of DMs and comments, again, like I said, of just people being like from all over the world and other countries, like wanting a community, craving a community, feeling so grateful that they found my account because they've never felt so seen before. And that's just really what drives me to continue to show up and keep going and keep talking about it. So it's more normalized.
Hmm. That's the thing. We just got to get it more normalized and make it just an everyday thing. Because, like you mentioned, alcohol before. I work in the alcohol industry, and like I'm seeing the crossover right now here in New York, especially to people who aren't drinking as much. They're going to the cannabis because you can take a gummy, get a nice little buzz, and wake up and not feel like shit in the morning. And you drink this 12 pack of Corona or whatever you're drinking. You wake up, you feel like shit. You pop up 10 milligrams, you wake up, you feel great. Let's get the day started. Like there's a big difference, and people are starting to realize the benefits of cannabis opposed to just this, people out there getting stoned on it.
No, 100%. I've never missed alcohol, but I've always missed weed.
Hmm. Hmm.
When I wasn't doing it. I've always missed weed. And there are so many like gardening drinks now. I'm fucking obsessed with the gardening drinks. I think that there's going to be like bars where that's just strictly gardening drinks. I think you're going to start seeing them everywhere you go as an option. I hope so. I usually bring my own in my purse if we're going to go out to a bar somewhere.
Yeah.
But this we're breaking the stigma here. I think that there is still such a stigma though around smoking flower because with putting that out on the internet, I know I've had a lot of friends of friends and like family members being like, ill, like, what is she doing? Why is she smoking on the
Mm.
internet? Like, why is she doing it? And that here they are drinking four margaritas, taking a gummy, driving home from the
Right.
bar.
Right.
So, you
Absolutely.
know, like I'm never an advocate for like gardening and driving. Look, at the end of the day, my whole entire family is law enforcement. Have I done things that I have shouldn't have done when I was younger? Absolutely. But I do
Sure.
think that at the end of the day, weed is just like anything, another substance, like alcohol and all these things. And so when I see a lot of people posting content on the internet where they're like smoking or hitting their cart and driving, that shit I still don't agree with. I think we still need to
Hmm.
be smart. I still think, you know, at the end of the day, driving high and driving drunk, they are two different things, but also still similar in the same
Right.
aspect of
You're
it.
still not at
So
100%, at your 100% capacity to be able to make proper decisions in a timely manner, I guess is the
yeah, I
best
mean,
way to
we're
put
definitely going
that.
to be driving slower. We're going to be driving slower and not driving
Probably just
fast when
vibing
you're
out to
stoned.
some music, is really, if anything.
But still, at the end of the day, like your timing is off, your reaction time is off, and you just got to be
Hmm.
smart about things, like
Right.
just like
Yeah.
anything else.
I always growing up, I was actually a late bloomer. I didn't start smoking until I smoked, dabbled a little bit in high school, like my senior year, but when I was playing sports and stuff, so I was trying to, be that kid. Well, I'm not going to do drugs, blah, 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 blah. But then once I got out of high school, it was open up the door and like, oh, this is great. So I went all in pretty much after that and never looked back. I took a couple short breaks, but like you said, I never miss. I haven't had a drink since like last September on a golf trip, and I don't miss it one bit. But I'm gonna wake up
That's
and be like, damn,
awesome. That's
like,
awesome. Yeah, there's a lot
like,
to be said about that for sure.
Yeah, it just doesn't interest me. It really just does not interest me. Like even occasionally, I'm like, I'm good. Like it's just I want to leave. If I want to leave somewhere, I want to be able to hop in my car and go when I want to go and all
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
and like with alcohol and like weed, like when have you ever wanted to like cheat on your spouse because you were too high? Go rob a liquor store, go beat somebody up. Like what like when you're stoned, you are just trying to chill and just have a good time versus like alcohol changes people. Like a
Hmm.
1000%. Alcohol makes you do things that you would never normally do if you weren't drinking. Whereas weed and marijuana isn't like that. You can still have a good time and feel good, which is why I do think now more people are starting to realize that with the edibles and having like, access to it so easily now more than ever. Like I never thought in my lifetime I would be able to like open up my phone and fucking order an eighth and some joints and have it dropped off and delivered to my house. Like that's fucking bananas to me when I think
Right.
about the way that I used to have to
Absolutely.
get my weed back in the day. Like it's
A
crazy.
100%. How many times I
It's
was waiting
crazy.
outside for the plug to drop something off, and this dude was like, "Yeah, I'm there in 5 minutes," knowing damn well I didn't even leave his house yet.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like you got to know your friend's cousin's brother and like meet him in a
Hmm.
parking lot somewhere and like not knowing what you're getting and it was probably Bammer weed anyways, but you didn't give a fuck because, you
That
know,
was the best you were gonna
what you
get.
got. It was the
Yep.
best. Yeah, and there's so many getting into the cannabis space now, it's wild to me because I'm like an old school stoner. Like I didn't
Hmm.
have any of these like fancy bongs and all these things. Like we made a bong out of a toilet paper roll or like a plastic bottle like
Give me a
in the
20 ounce.
bathtub.
Yeah, give me a 20-ounce bottle
An
and a pen
apple.
cap. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and nowadays there's like all these companies are like sending me all this shit and I'm like, "Holy fuck, like I don't even know what to do with any of this stuff." It's like so wild to me. Like I would buy a cheap bong at a smoke shop and just like throw it away when it got dirty and like get a new one cuz nobody likes cleaning that shit. But now
Right.
there's like such beautiful handcrafted you want to display in your house like bubblers and gravity bongs and all the things. It's fucking wild. It's
It is
wild,
crazy. It
really.
is really crazy. Like when we
Yeah.
sit back. So I'm working with a company up here in New York, Helium Collective. I just started working with them past couple weeks doing some sales for them, which is crazy because like when I made my first sale, I actually called my mother, who up until a couple years ago she thought weed was like heroin, and I jokingly said, "Mom, I made it." She goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "I'm in the big time now. I'm selling weed legally." And she's like, "What?" I go, "Yeah." And I told her, what I'm doing, and everything else. But like you're saying though, I went up to the grow and got a chance to like get a tour of the place and see how everything operates. And just walking in there, I'm sitting there, I'm like, you guys can legit just do this. No, like it's legal now. 5 years ago, if you told me this was a possibility, I would have told you you're nuts in New York, because in New York is so tight nipped on everything. But it's just so crazy how far it's came. And I mean, we same thing. I used to take a 20-ounce bottle, put a pen, put some foil on the top, poke holes with like a back of an earring or something, or a tack or whatever I get my hands on, like that. And we were so old school, we had to hide it from our parents and shit. We had a car wash by our house. So in the wintertime, we would go to the car wash and just close the bay doors and hotbox that bitch. That's
Oh
like
my
how we
God,
had to,
that's so funny.
that's how we had to do it. So like going, like
Yeah,
that's what you're telling, these old school stories. That's what I think of, is that's what we had to do.
I know. I grew up in such a small town where we had so many cool back roads and stuff where we would like find these little spots and literally just like pull off on the side of the road by the trees somewhere and you just smoke
That's
in your
cool.
car and that's what we did. It's nice to know people. I've always been the one with the weed. It's really strange to me. I think with the stigma of like people think like weed is like heroin or when people think of like a stoner, they automatically think of somebody who's like dirty, who doesn't shower, who sleeps on somebody's couch, eating cold pizza for
Lazy.
breakfast, like
Yep.
lazy, doesn't do shit. And
Hmm.
then they see regular people and then it's like you got to break the stigma. Like we're not all like that. Just because we
Yep.
enjoy doing something doesn't mean like we're bad people or we're doing anything horrible.
Right.
Every stoner I've ever met has always been like the coolest person ever.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't think I've
Everybody's
met
just
one
chill.
person that smokes weed that isn't just fucking chill and cool.
Hmm.
I think
Not
there's
looking to
something to
cause
be
any
said about
problems.
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Nice, calm,
exactly.
mellow. Yep. It's crazy. It really is nuts.
Totally.
Well, let's talk about
Yeah.
your page a little bit. Well, let's talk about what happened before what happened today. With the Garden Tok, you were kind of doing some coaching on there and helping people grow in the cannabis world. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so like I said, this isn't my first rodeo posting on social media. I've been posting on social media on my personal page, Steph.Trenkamp, for a long time, teaching people how to make money online, teaching people how to just like go all in on themselves. I think I've kind of created like this ecosystem of like social media, zero fucks mindset, cannabis kind of like persona online. I think I actually have a lot of people in New York and other countries because I think that I'm not like your average like California girl. I think
Mm-hmm.
I'm very like straightforward, in your face, no bullshit. And creating my page, I wanted a way to just help people feel seen. Like, if you want to grow on any social media platform, because Instagram's not the only one, you guys should be on all the platforms, especially because what happened to me today. The best thing for you to do is create the type of content when you're scrolling that makes you stop and go, holy shit, that's me. I feel seen, which makes you want to send it to somebody you know, makes you want to share it on your page. That's how you build a community, and that's how you grow quickly. It's all about share worthy content, and that's how you build a really big personal brand, or even just a brand if you're a small business. You need to create content that makes people feel seen.
Right.
And I feel like cannabis content does that for a lot of people. So I wanted to create a page that not only makes people feel seen, but also helps them like get out of their own way. Because it doesn't have to be cannabis that people, post about. It literally could be anything that you fucking want. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
think my biggest message for people when I post on social media is like, don't be afraid to go all in on you. Like, you have to show up and post about and say the things that you want to say and be the person that you truly are on the internet. And that's how you fucking blow up.
Right. Right. Don't
Like,
put up some
there's
fake
something to be
shit
said
because it's
about
not
that.
going to
Yeah.
last.
People smell the bullshit a mile away, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to fail forward. You have to keep showing up. And people are scared to do that because they're scared of what Sarah from their hometown is going to say about them. But you know what's going to happen when they start seeing you continuously show up is that fucking Sarah from your hometown is going to be in your DMs being like, hey, so what
Right.
is it that you're doing now? Because it
Right.
happens all the time. Like, people are waiting to see you fail, but you just have to keep showing up for yourself, and you have to be your biggest fan. You have to have the belief in yourself, in whatever it is that you're talking about, whatever it is that you're posting about, in order for it to actually work for you. Because what you think to be true, like, is what's going to be true for you. The belief has to be there in what you're saying and what you're doing, and the belief has to be there in yourself, regardless of what anybody says, whether it's your mom, your spouse, your brother. I don't care if it's your kids. You need to have the belief in yourself to do it, even if you've never seen it being done before.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you fucking blow up your life. That's how you create something that you actually give a fuck about. That's how you create something that you actually want to continuously show up and do over and over and over and over again. Because when it comes to social media, that is what you have to do. You have
Right.
to be to commit and show up over and over and over again. So you better be damn sure that you actually give a fuck about the things that you're showing up and posting about. Otherwise, it's not going to work in the long term of things.
Mm-hmm. And you're
So,
gonna get back what you put
yeah,
into it as
that's my
well. You're definitely
Oh
gonna get
yeah,
back what you put
100%.
into it.
Yeah. And it's repetition. I feel like a lot of people don't realize, or a lot of people think that the people that show up and they post a lot of content on social media, you guys think that we are posting different videos over and over and over again. But what most people don't realize with social media, it's about repetition. Like, you're not just posting one video one time. You're repeating that video over and over and over and over and over again in a different way, and you're analyzing what you think worked and didn't work, because most people don't remember what they had for breakfast, let alone the same video that they saw of you a couple of times online. And I think that if you guys do want, if your audience wants to show up and start posting on social media, like it's not just about creating a video, posting it one time, seeing it tank, and then throwing that away and thinking, oh, this isn't working for me. No, you got to like try again. Don't give
Right.
up. If you posted one thing and it didn't work out, you got to keep doing it and see what's working and what's not working at the end of the day. Because sometimes it's just the fucking algorithm, right?
Yep.
Sometimes you can post a piece of content and it flops, and then you post it again a little while later and it fucking takes off. So
It all
you know.
depends. I had a video in the beginning. Me and my buddy Anthony, he runs the Upstate Golf Guys podcast, and I'm gonna ask you a shadow banning question here. So, me and him posted the same exact video, like within minutes of each other.
Okay.
His took off at like almost 100,000 views or something like that. I think mine's about scraping 1,100 right now. Same exact video, same thing. So like, we follow a lot of like the same golf stuff, but like in the cannabis world,
Okay.
I follow a lot more cannabis stuff. So do you think that I was like automatically thrown into like some kind of shadow ban in the algorithm because of my content, or how do you think that works?
No, shadow banning, I don't believe is a real thing. In fact, Adam Masori, I was watching a video, said himself, like shadow banning, like real shadow banning is like very rare. Like it has to be something significant for them to actually shadow ban you. Now, there is a way that everybody should be checking. You can check your account status in your
Okay.
settings, and it'll tell you if you have all green check marks, then you should be good to go. If you get dinged from like they think you're violating, you're going to have like orange check marks, and then basically you're going to lose your account.
Gotcha.
The issue is I think that you guys posted the same exact video, and what you should have done instead of posting it separately is you should have did the collaboration feature. So one of you is posting it and then you're collaborating on it, so it's going out
Yeah.
to both of your audiences.
Yeah, we
Because
know, like
sometimes
we do that, like now, like we do that, but that was just like I was trying to do something different to see if whose would catch more views and like post it at the same time, because of, like I was telling you before, I'll gain 10 followers but I'll lose 15. It's like the craziest shit.
yeah, I wouldn't
Not
ever focus on
15,000,
the
I'm gaining
losing.
10.
No, I know. I think honestly, I would try posting that video again. What you shouldn't have done is you shouldn't have posted it at the same time. If you guys
Okay.
were going to post it separately on your accounts, I
Collab.
wouldn't suggest posting it at the same time, because then it's like whoever actually posted it first, right? The algorithm probably favored that person, because then somehow they probably saw that it was the same exact piece of content. Like if the content
Gotcha.
wasn't changed at all, it could trigger something where it's like, okay, why are they posting the same thing at the same time and they're not collaborating on it? So if I were you, you have to test. Every single piece of content you post is a test, and you need to
Mm-hmm.
analyze it, and you should test it more than one time. So I would
Okay.
post it again at a different time to see if it takes off, because at the end of the day, I feel like everyone thinks that the algorithm hates them. Everybody thinks that the algorithm like isn't pushing out their stuff to the right people, but realistically, all social media apps want to keep you on the app, and they want to push your content out to the right people. And how they analyze that is through like SEO. So whatever you're saying verbally or whatever you're writing like on the video itself too, they want to put
Mm-hmm.
it in front of the right people. And sometimes the timing you post, it just sometimes ends
Yeah,
up
I know
flopping,
that
but then
matters
other
too. Yeah.
times it might take off. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
nobody really understands the algorithm fully at the end of the
Yeah.
day. The algorithm's forever changing, but I do feel like all these apps do want to keep you on the apps. They do favor small creators too, which back in the day, it used to be very hard to grow on social media if you didn't already have such a large following. But now Instagram is, I mean, look, I grew an account to over 70,000 followers. I
Yeah.
reached 24 million people in less than 2 months,
That's
all on
crazy.
a brand new account, all on
Mm-hmm.
something that's like considered kind of taboo, right? Like cannabis. So social media does want to favor you. I heard somebody say this once and I can't ever unhear it, but it is easier to give birth than revive someone from the dead. So sometimes it does make sense to start a new account,
Mm-hmm.
post the content that you've already created on that new account, tag your old account, and see how that one goes. Because sometimes you just need a fresh start at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And there's no cap really. I think you would have like 7 Instagram accounts, and I'm not sure how many other accounts on like other social media platforms, but like you need the more that you're seen, the better. So you
Yeah.
should
Right. Right.
always have multiple accounts. You should always have a backup account. For example, what
It's
happened
so
to me
funny you're
today.
saying that because a little while ago when you were saying something, I was like, I might just start fresh. Like probably about 5 minutes ago, I was like,
Start,
I might just start this whole thing, like the whole Instagram fresh, and see what happens. Because like I was saying,
but don't
I
give
follow
up.
so many people. No, I'm never giving up. I love this shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, don't give up on your old account is what I mean. Don't give up
Oh,
on your
okay.
old account. So if you are going to start fresh, when you do post on your new account, you
Just
want
make
to
sure I
do that
collab them both.
collaboration
Yeah.
feature. Yeah, or but make sure it's posted on the new account. Because here's what happened is when I lost my account today on Garden Talk and I was doing a lot of like the collaboration feature,
Mm-hmm.
I was posting it on my Garden Talk account, collabing with my main account. And when I lost my account, all of those collaboration videos from the Garden Talk got wiped off of my main account.
Oh,
So
so you lost
this
all
is
that content.
also a lesson. No, I didn't because I'm smart and this isn't my first rodeo. Is you always want to save your content and you always should create and edit your videos outside of the app
Yeah.
because this could happen. You don't own your followers, you don't own social media. If you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to build a brand or a business, you also have to build an asset alongside building a following, whether that's an email list, whether that's
Mm-hmm.
another community group on other various platforms. But you're kind of going in it blind if you're only posting on one platform with one account. Like at the end of the day, it's a numbers game. The more
Right.
that you're seen, the better, the
Yeah,
more
because
money you're going to make.
I have X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and I'm not very active on there. I post once in a blue moon over there. YouTube, I'm on a lot. I post all the podcasts and most of the clips to YouTube. Um, but majority is just Instagram. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
definitely start exploring into a lot more. I can't get on TikTok because I never had it, so I'm out on the
you
TikTok
should be
game. But
on TikTok. You should be
can I
on
start?
TikTok. People don't realize, like, y'all, if I could, I would die. I will fucking die on this hill when I say you need to have an omnipresence and be where the people are. And the
Yep,
people are on TikTok. And
they're on
here's the thing that
TikTok.
most people don't know. Guess what the number one social media platform is? What do you think
It's
it is?
got it's probably TikTok.
It's fucking Facebook.
No, really?
It's still
Because
Facebook.
all the old
Yes,
heads are
people
really on
sleep
there.
on Facebook. People sleep on Facebook. They do. And it is
Hmm.
still, because here's the cool thing. The only platform where I have actually made money, like really made money from just posting, is through Facebook Reels. Like everybody blowing the smoke up everyone's ass, being like, Instagram paid me $5,000 to post. Like what they really mean is Instagram showed their product to the right people who then purchased their product, which is how they made that money. But
Right.
when I say that Facebook actually pays you real money for just posting content, it's a real thing. But in order to do that, you need you need a Facebook page and not a profile. So if you're trying to grow and make money and build a business, you need a personal page, right, in order to get on Facebook. But if you want to
Hmm.
make actual money with getting paid from the app itself, it needs to be a page off.
Like a business page, yeah.
And Facebook pays the most. Facebook
Hmm.
pays the most. Yes,
That's crazy.
they do.
Zuckerberg
I was
coming out of
actually really
pocket.
surprised about that.
Yeah, that is surprising.
I Yeah, I know. And I mean, look, when it comes to cannabis content though, at the end of the day, Instagram is the most lenient app. Well, no, I would say YouTube actually is probably the most lenient app. You can
Yeah.
get away with a lot more shit on YouTube than you can on Instagram. TikTok is probably the one that you have to be the most careful on.
Hmm.
Like you can't even show smoking a joint on TikTok. You can only cough or blow smoke and make it seem, like what you're
Right,
doing,
right.
but listen, TikTok, you can't sleep on TikTok. The power of
Yeah.
the TikTok shop and live social selling on TikTok has made people millionaires instantly.
It
Almost.
is
It's
crazy.
crazy. It's
It is
wild.
crazy.
Yeah.
It is pretty nuts. It is pretty nuts. I only got a few more questions for you. I don't want to keep you too much longer. Also, I know you mentioned earlier you're a mother. Me, I got a 7-year-old daughter. What did you notice anything like or get any pushback from any of the parents that and I can already, now that I've been speaking to you for a while, I'm gonna guess your answers. Like I don't give a fuck anyway. But did you get any pushback from any of the parents or like any side eyes or anything like that? Or if you did, how'd you handle it?
Well, so I have 2 boys. They're 7 and my oldest just turned 10 a few weeks ago.
Nice.
I've this question has come up a lot. Like, hey, like probably my number one question is how do you deal with cannabis and like your kids and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Number one, I would say I've been smoking weed for a long time that my kids don't even notice the smell or have ever said anything about the smell whatsoever when it comes to weed. As far as like other people, like my kids' friends' parents, I don't even know if those people are really following me on social media whatsoever. Nobody has ever said anything, although I
Yeah.
can only assume that they've probably come across my content. But like you said, if it's going to be an issue, like, do I want my kids being friends with you? I don't.
Right.
You know
I
what
can
I'm
already
saying?
tell.
Like,
I do. I
you
truly
already
do.
know. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. If they're going to say something, I'm going to be like, well, do you drink in front of your kids? Like, at the end of the day, I'm responsible. And I think with my husband being in law enforcement, I feel like people
Mm-hmm.
don't really question it at all.
Right.
But I'll let you know if I come across somebody. But, like, I'm zero
I
fucks
know.
over here.
I feel like you should have been born in New York, and you sound like
That,
a true New
so,
Yorker. You truly do.
I know.
It's so funny.
Probably in a past life, for sure. I'm sure I
Like
was.
it just your whole vibe and everything is just funny. It's exactly like how
That's
I
why
would
I have so
respond or
many people
most.
from the East Coast. Yeah, so many people from the East Coast and like Australia and like all over the world. Like, because people from other countries too, they talk like I do. Like, they're not sensitive. I feel like I live in the most sensitive state of them all, fucking California. And
I'm
people
right
over
behind you.
here
Yeah.
oh yeah, well, yeah, now New York. People are just sensitive as fuck. And it's refreshing to meet people like ourselves
Yep.
who aren't sensitive.
Yeah. Really. You just can't be. It's
Yeah.
the word the
Yeah.
wussification of America. It's bad.
Yeah,
But
for
all
sure.
right. I'm gonna wrap up with my 3-question segment. We're all cannabis related questions here. I always like to ask these 3 for the most part. If you're stranded on an island, you only get to bring 1 strand with you. What are you bringing? All-time favorite.
Ooh, my all-time favorite. That's a fucking hard one. Obviously, it's gonna be a sativa.
Okay.
Um, I love a good Jack Herrera.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's so cool that so many brands have been sending me so much flour. Like, it's like I'm living in my fucking dream life. But it's hard. You know what? Here's the thing about me with flour, even though I've been doing it for such a long time, is I like to experiment and try different types where I'm not like hone in on like one specific
Right.
strain or type. I know what I like and I know what I don't like, and I'm definitely a sativa hybrid sativa leaning girly. So
Okay.
something in that realm.
Yeah. I'm a sour diesel guy. I don't know if it's just a New York thing or what, but when I was and the fact that we can't get it anymore, it's just gone. It just one day I went to the plug and he had something different and we were expecting the sour and it wasn't the sour. And I'm like, what happened? And I've never seen it again. But just that the flavor, the high of it, it was I could be good trapped on an island with that for sure. Just the smoke of
Yeah,
it
I
was
do
good.
love sour diesel for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't, so you're
Old
saying
school
now you
sour.
can't find it?
Not what it was kind of thing. Like people
Not what
say,
it
"Oh, I
was.
got this I got the sour," but you don't have the sour we had back in '09 through probably 2002 to 2009ish. Where it
Yeah, weed
was
has definitely changed and it's definitely come a long way now for sure. Really, side note, can you hear my dog barking? Because he's
a
like
little bit, but it's
freaking the
not.
fuck out and I
No,
could
if
let
you
him
want,
out. Are you
no,
sure?
you're good.
It's
Unless you want to go check on him, we can
okay.
pause it quick.
Why don't you pause? I have a huge Doberman and he's freaking out. Let me just.
What's your preference of consumption? Do you like edibles, vapes, joints, blunts, bongs, bowls? What's your preference?
Joints all the way.
Okay.
1000%. A joint a day keeps the doctor away, is what I like to say over here. But a joint for sure. I think, and there's something about a joint, and maybe it's because that's the first way I ever experienced cannabis, but yeah, I love a good joint.
Yeah. I was a big blunt guy back in the day. We used to smoke a lot of blunts, but as I got a little bit older, we started making our way to the joints, and it's just a lot easier too. Like cones and stuff, you can pack a cone in 30 seconds, and I'm on my way. So
yeah, it's
nice.
crazy. You can all the devices they have nowadays. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have a grinder that you put the cone in, and you just hit the electric grinder, and it just drop it right in there. It's
I
pretty
have
sweet.
that. They sent that to me. That
It's
company
pretty cool.
sent, it's like, I forget what it's called. It's insane. I was like, and I'm over here like rolling old school, like rolling up.
Yeah, I
my
still
own
roll up
joint.
just for the fun of it, just because, I mean, just to make sure I still got it kind of thing. But I actually rolled a blunt for the first time in like 5, maybe 6 years the other day, and I was like, all right, can I do this still? Because it's been so long, and it came out all right.
I haven't smoked a blunt, and I can't even tell you, at least like probably like 15 years.
Yeah, it was because it was a windy day at the golf course. We knew the joint wasn't going to work out too good, so we twisted up a
That's
blunt.
the worst.
Yep. So we had to do what we had to do. Then we'll wrap up with question 3. 3 people to put in a sesh with you. Who would they be?
3 people? Oh God, you're really putting me on the spot here. I would love to be put in with Martha Stewart.
Okay.
Because now hearing that she smokes, I think it would just be like wild and like super fascinating.
Yep.
So I love her. Who else? I think Seth Rogen would be cool to smoke with.
Yeah, he'd
for
be a
sure.
good time.
It would just be a fun time. My husband actually protected him.
Oh no shit.
And he said he's just like how he is in real life, just like weird with that, like weird.
Yeah.
Stoned all the time.
Yep.
And I would love to smoke with Joe Rogan too. I love Joe Rogan's podcast. I think he would be cool to smoke a joint with for sure. He's super fast. Oh, and I have to say one more, Cat Williams, because I fucking love Cat Williams. That would be such a fucking good time. He is so intelligent. I don't know if you ever saw his interview.
Absolutely.
I was like mind blown, like blown away with like how smart and intelligent and articulate like he actually is. So
and like all that shit he said on Club Shay Shay was all true. Like he is like brilliant. Like he passed like all those everything he said. He was not bullshitting at all on that interview.
Like 7,000 books. Like he's read like 7,000 books. So I take that back. Let me revise my list. Martha Stewart for sure. Cat Williams and Joe Rogan. I'm taking Seth out of it because he'd probably just like sit there and laugh.
Like, yep, that's a good crew right there. That's cool. That's a good one. Joe Rogan's on my list. Method Man. I always How High was one of my favorite movies, so I could kick it with Method Man. And then I was a big, I don't know how far, if you're near Sacramento at all, but the Kings, Sacramento Kings, used to play for him. Jason Williams, White Chocolate, was an NBA player. He played for the Heat, the Kings. So me and him had a very similar style of play, like fancy passes and stuff like that. And now he's a golfer into cannabis, so he would be my guy. That was the guy I grew up on. So those are my 3, and I always borderline would be Bill Murray. Bill Murray would be a good time, but I don't know if he's a
that would be a good. That'd be a good time too. Yeah, those are some good ones. Honestly, I was shocked when you wanted me to come on your podcast because like I don't fucking golf at all. I'm probably I probably couldn't even hit the golf ball, to be honest with you. So I wasn't sure. I'm like, don't ask me anything about golf because I'm not a golfer.
That's the best part about this. Like I like when people will tune into this and they won't know what they're getting. You're either going to get a golf episode, you're going to get a cannabis episode. It could be me just talking bullshit about the weekend. I try to mix it up and keep the people on their toes at what they're going to get. But it's cool to get the experience to, get a chance to talk to you and see how you've been doing with the Instagram. And like you talk, like I've been writing notes down over here, like some things I'm going to try seriously. Cause it's stuff I just don't know enough about and don't do the research on and stuff like that to really, or put the time and effort into doing. So I'm really gonna
Yeah, well, I'm
start a
glad I could help for
secondary
sure.
page, and I'm gonna start a secondary page and see what happens. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I actually created a free community called the Garden Tok,
Okay.
TOK, over on the school app. So it's where I'm like I'm helping people with their social medias, with brand deals, like all of the things. We share gardening content, stuff that you can't post about on other social platforms and stuff. So yeah, I
Okay.
do have a free community over there, and we've grown already. I think I've probably surpassed today well over 400 people in like less than like a couple days that are over
That's
there.
awesome.
So yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. Where can and Steph, I really appreciate your time. This is awesome. Hopefully down the road we can do this again sometime. Where can the listeners find you going forward now?
They can find me at Steph.Trenkamp over on Instagram. My Garden Tok, I used to have a page, the Garden Tok. It's not lost forever. I did have appealed it today, so I'm
Okay.
waiting to hear back. I'm regrowing a new account, but right now I would say my main Steph.Trenkamp. And if they want to join my free community, the Garden Talk on School, and my podcast too, also the Garden Talk, they can find it wherever they get their podcasts as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Truly appreciate your time. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and we will catch you on Friday with another episode of the Pitch Putt and Puff. Talk to you then. Later.
Yeah, yeah. Roll up the green, hit the links with RGB. Pitch, putt, and puff, it's our podcast scene. Talking Burton Bogies, hole in one dream. Golf cart cruising, we're the illest team. Pitch, putt, and puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and hard times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff. Got my clubs in the trunk, blunt in the front. Tee off in the noon, cause we don't bunt. Discuss in the course, weed strains for lunch. Straight shooters on the greens, not a front. Pitch, putt, and puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story.